Well, I'll make this brief. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do about 3 hours, and then we'll bring on the band. All right, just kidding around, man. So, Mitch Hedberg is my name. I'm a comedian. I travel around the country telling jokes to sometimes interested people. I was on tour for 1993. I was on the Greyhound. I rode the Greyhound on my tour. I was on the Greyhound for 6,000 miles. And that's a long time to be on the Hound. I think they should do a frequent traveler program for people like me. Like you accumulate 20,000 miles, you get a certificate. It says you're fucking insane. I got scammed by the bus driver. He asked me for gas money, and I fell for it. How much do you need? Transportation is a good way to get around. I walk a lot. I'm a walker. I find if I don't walk, I end up in one spot. You know? I walk by strangers. Every time I walk by a stranger, I always say hello. A lot of times they don't say anything back. It's very awkward. Then I figure it out. These are the same people who call me and hang up. I walk by people who try to hand me out flyers. You know, when someone tries to hand me out a flyer, it's kind of like they're saying, here, you throw this away. All right. What is up? I live in California. I live with a woman right now. She's a very good friend of mine. Treats me like a king, you know, very nice to me. She gave me a friendship card. It was like a birthday card. On the front of it, it said, a friend is one of life's most beautiful gifts. And then inside the card, it had all these great quotes about friendship. You know, it really touched me. It got me thinking maybe I should quit stealing money out of her purse, you know. But I couldn't because her birthday was coming up. So, you know. Financially, I'm set for life if I'm shot tomorrow. All right. I'm a photographer. I like to take pictures. I like to take pictures of strangers running away from me or showing expressions of fear. So I mounted my camera on top of a rifle. You know? Yeah. I used to steal food to survive. Like I would steal bread out of bread delivery trucks. You know, like a bread delivery truck pulls into a restaurant, the driver goes inside to get the order. I got about 2 minutes to go in the back of the truck and grab some bread. But I had to move quick because I think the bread company was catching on. You know, they were trying to capture me by delaying me. Last time I did it, I saw an extension cord going into the truck, hooked up to this very tempting toaster. I wish I had a guitar. I don't steal now. I quit stealing though. I buy things. I buy shoes because I got these feet. I need a new pair of shoes. I go to the Foot Locker and browse. This referee comes up to me. He says, how you doing? I said, not bad. He says, what are you into, man? Baseball, football, running, soccer, basketball? What's your gig? What can we size you up with? Nothing really rings a bell. Size me up with something good for sitting on my ass. Or running from the bread man. Maybe a cross-training slipper. I wanted to buy some glue recently. I was at a store. All they had was super glue. Sounded way too overwhelming. They didn't have any pretty good glue. I don't want to hang from a steel beam. I just want to put some shit back together. I don't even own a hard hat. I'm my biggest fan. I got a little sister. Her name is Angie, but you guys don't know her because she's not here. She's kind of rebellious. My mom told me she was smoking cigarettes and drinking lots of alcohol. She wanted me to talk to her and settle her down. Told her I didn't think I was the guy for the job. Hey, Ange, I heard you were smoking and drinking. I think you're ready for narcotics. But I had to tell her some advice because she needs some. So I said, Angie, you know, I used to do drugs. I still do. But I used to too. Let that be a lesson. A lot of people flash the peace sign. It's cool to flash the peace sign, but it's even cooler to express peace verbally. Hey, brother, 2. I live in a studio apartment, 1 room. When people come over, I like to give them a tour. Helps loosen up their neck. I got a window because I'm not doing time, you know. I was home last week. I heard a gunshot outside of my apartment. Then I saw 2 guys run by my front window. So I was going to call the police. But then I got optimistic. I said, hey, maybe it's just a race. I don't know. What's up, man? A lot of people wear leather jackets. I never owned a leather jacket in my life, never. One time I walked into a restaurant, I spotted a guy, he was wearing a leather jacket. At the same time, he was eating a hamburger and drinking a glass of milk. I just stared at him. I had to make a comment about his complete cow dependency. He started falling asleep, so I tipped him over. You do realize that if you don't laugh, your head's at foot level. I get hungry about 3 times a day, which is perfect. I was hungry a year ago. I was with some people. We went to a restaurant. We ordered a whole bunch of food. Then we ate it. And we started wishing we would have brought some money. So we had to leave without paying. You know, the dine and dash, the chew and screw. You know. We almost got away. A half hour later, the police were at my door. And they knew everything about me. Because I forgot about the application I filled out. So I quit applying for jobs. Because I needed to eat. I used to apply for jobs. It was very hypocritical because I had very long hair at the time. And I would go to an interview. Halfway through, the potential boss would say, Mitch, are you willing to cut your hair for the corporation? And I'd look around, I'd see all these women working with very long hair. It made me angry. I came up with a compromise. No. But I wear lipstick and high heels. I like when you quit a job, because when you quit a job, you can reflect upon it years later and laugh, you know? Like hot tar roofing. Yeah, I remember that day. I remember that day. I do comedy. I travel the country doing comedy. Allegedly. Comedy's great, you know, but you can't bring your friends on the road because it's too expensive. So when I'm on the road, I hang out by myself. I'm a loner by circumstance. People say, Mitch, isn't it frustrating not having any friends? Yeah, sometimes, like when I throw a frisbee. I got a business card. It's not good for a comedian to have a business card. I make comedy a business. But I got 500 of them for $15.95. I hate passing them out. I'm just going to put them all into one fish bowl and win lunch. I used to live in Minnesota. When I was 18, I was sick of Minnesota. So my friend Tim and I, we packed up his Volare and we moved from Minnesota to Florida. You know, we wanted to move to Texas, but the front end alignment was bad. Hooked up with a roommate down there. His name was Eddie. He was slow on the mental draw. I was writing a letter one night. I came to a problem. I said, Eddie, how do you abbreviate Arkansas? He said, I don't know. Just start spelling it, then quit. He was playing music one night. He put a cassette into the cassette deck. Say, Eddie, good choice, man. Rod Stewart. I like Rod Stewart. Eddie said, no, it's this new group. They sound just like him. They're called Maxell. So they got their whole collection. I got a brand new unopened copy of their latest release, T120. Eddie said, let's play it. So we did. Eddie said, turn it up. The Neville Brothers is my stage name. $35. I got a gun. I was in Wichita, Kansas, doing some comedy, hanging out, minding my own business. No one was talking to me because I just did a show. This guy bumped into me, which is cool. He didn't apologize. He said, move. I thought that was rude, so I said, go to hell. I started running. He caught up to me. He had a mustache, a goatee, a pair of earrings, a pair of sunglasses. His hair was in a ponytail, and he was wearing a hat. He said, hey, you got a lot of nerve. I said, hey, you got a lot of cranium accessories. I'm selling t-shirts after the show. You want to buy a t-shirt, I'll be back there. Remember this experience? They don't have my name on them, though. They're just Hanes 3-packs. I think I'm funnier than you guys do. All right. I used to live with my parents. When I was about 14 years old to 16 years old, I really got into video games. I was addicted. And my dad was into coin collecting. So it worked out. One time I stole a quarter from him. It was supposedly worth 20 bucks. I went to the arcade. I plugged it in the machine, thinking I would be there all day. I only got one credit. I was pissed. Pac-Man doesn't do appraisals. I think they should invent a game where the player drives a van. Because anytime a guy's playing a video game where he's driving a car and I don't have a quarter, I can stand next to a kid playing one of these games. It's my own game. It's called The Passenger. But finally, what I really want to do is open up an own pizza place, Mitch's Pizzeria, like a chain of pizza places. Because I think Pizza Hut is very cocky. They need to be taken out. They advertised that they were accepting all competitors' coupons. So if Mitch's Pizzeria was going on, I would print up a coupon that said, unlimited free pizza. Special note, coupon not good at any of the Mitch's Pizza locations. Free pizza oven with purchase. All right, if you want to catch the rest of my show, I'll be out by the Ferris wheel. I'm proud to announce these gentlemen, the heart and soul of New Orleans, A&M recording artists, the Neville Brothers.